Always pinky up.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for Mealtime with the Gentlemen's Club. And our special guest today, Paris. Thank you for joining us. Would you like some wasabi? Paris, I feel like you're not taking this very seriously right now. And
this is quite the opportunity for you.
I just want you to know that this is really nice of you to join us on Mealtime.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you guys are so condescending. You should have a podcast.
Make way for the Gentlemen's Club.
How are you guys today?
We're fantastic. Now that we have decent food.
Yeah, doing good today. Now that I got some protein in, some healthy carbs, a little bit of seaweed, which is really good for your immune system.
Definitely.
Yes. So, thank you, Paris, for facilitating this today.
You're welcome. Yeah. So, I am so curious. Tell me about y'all's debut.
Well, my individual debut really came about as Dr. Steve in the Biohazard, when that had taken over Wrestle Club. Wrestle Club had shut its doors, and they needed a benefactor to kind of lead the charge, as it were. And that's really where Dr. Steve began.
And then, of course, I debuted as a silly redneck potato farmer that had a inbred hillbilly tag team partner. Yeah. And so actually it kind of came together out of necessity, if you will. So because it was right about the time of Biohazard when the world shut down, and Dr. Steve was looking to expand his horizons, I guess.
Yeah, I put a bug in the Spud Brothers, Jonathan Monroe's ear, and convinced him that it would be, beneficial is like not even a strong enough word for it, that if he were to split from Bill Lee, I don't even know what kind of name that is, that there would be a much brighter future, less potatoes in that future.
Definitely.
Well, I was watching Wrestle Club throughout Biohazard Paris, and I saw that there wasn't a really strong tag team division, and I knew that as the brains, I could take the tag team division by storm, and in that, I saw the brawn of Jonathan Monroe, and that's really out of opportunity. I knew that if we were to tag team together, that we could just take over, and soon those titles would naturally be ours. It was our chance to challenge for the belts, and we defeated Project Mayhem fair and square and evenly, right in the center of the ring.
Absolutely.
Right in the center of the ring. For
and the crowd went nuts.
Absolutely. Because they knew that finally strong, fierce, good looking.
I think you were going to say intelligent
champions now were carrying those titles.
And we were some of the longest reigning tag team champions in Wrestle Club.
How long did you hold those titles?
I mean,
why put a number on it?
Yeah.
Why put a number on something like that?
Just like Wrestle Club relies on us.
Exactly.
There would be no club without us.
Really? Why do you think that?
Well, I mean, he is part owner.
Yeah,
And how many owners have they gone through over the years?
I mean, they're still struggling with the effects of Patrick Holloway. Right? Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. They're still struggling with the effects that he had on the business side of Wrestle Club. Unbelievable.
Interesting. I thought Patrick Holloway was a good owner.
When he shows up, but I mean, it's kind of like when your parents get divorced and your dad's there only like part of the time. Dr. Steve, he's full-time dad. I consider myself a father to Wrestle Club. I mean, you look at all the young talent around there.
Absolutely.
I mean, heck, we even have a father-son tag team there. And
where's that father at?
I mean, he's a bum. He's an outlaw. I mean, at one point he said he came from the Idaho Department of Corrections. Yeah. So it's only a matter of time before his son goes down the same path. But, Gabriel, if you're watching, when you see this, come talk to God's Gift, and I'll show you the way. Just like I have all my other fans.
Yeah, if you want a real mentor that can lift you up and help you excel in this career, Jonathan Monroe.
Absolutely.
Take you under his wing.
What has been your favorite match in your careers?
Well, I
As a
feel
tag team? Or just in general?
Both.
Oof, that's a tough one.
Well, I mean, the tag title win, that was
Yeah,
a
I feel like we already covered
big
that.
step.
Yeah, that was huge.
Uh-huh.
And then, so I guess if I had to pick a favorite match as Dr. Steve is... I seem to recall one event where the ring was encircled by cars and the headlights were on. And I was fighting Oscuro Punketto. Did I say that right? Do you roll the C? Oscuro. Something like that, right? Anyways, Oscuro Punketto. And the crowd was going crazy. They were honking the horns and flashing the lights. It was so loud that the pastor of that church came out and said, "Have to stop. This match is just too good. The horns are being too noisy for the neighbors. We need to keep it down." And then I beat Oscuro.
You want to say Ontario?
Okay.
We had the, was it Ontario? No, it wasn't Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
The little,
You're asking me about your match?
yeah.
Okay.
You weren't there, but it was at that
But
rodeo.
You're still asking me.
I am.
Okay.
Because you booked
Well,
all
I'm a
this
doctor,
stuff. And,
so yes, you're right.
yeah, so, but I remember I was wrestling, the little scorpion kid.
Alex Ron.
Alex Ron. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, wrestling him and beating him in front of all of his native or fellow,
Rodeo goers.
Sure. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I was curious, how did you guys find Club? How did you become co-owner, manager?
Well, I had helped out behind the scenes of Idaho Wrestle Club since really the very beginning, and I was the backstage paramedic. I would tend to the wrestlers as they came back through the curtain. I rolled from there. One day I got a phone call from a weird guy, the bookkeeper is all he called himself, and he said that Wrestle Club's going to close its doors. He's going to start a new product, and he needs somebody to, kind of keep the lights on. And ever since then, it's just been kind of like a whirlwind of Patrick Holloway's bad decisions and, angry clown-dressed wrestlers, punkettos, but we're able to manage and we're able to survive and thrive.
How about you, Mr. Monroe?
So, kind of along the same lines, I remember coming out to several of the shows, and this is back probably 2016-ish. A lot of the guys I was seeing were, clowns like the punkettos, clowns like Project Mayhem, or Rick. What's he going by?
And
now?
I think he's just Little Red Riding Hood at this point.
Yeah. So anyway, so
Little Red Riding Knight.
Yeah. Okay. So long story short, I wanted to do this growing up as a kid, and I graduated high school, and I realized I wasn't 6'4" and 280 pounds, and I'm not tiny like Alex Ron. And so I can't do all the the flippies and the spinnies and all that other hoopla. And so anyway, kind of put the dream aside, and then I came out to these shows and I'm seeing these clowns, like a whole truckload of clowns, and I'm thinking, well, if these fat, out of shape computer geeks or bums can get in a wrestling ring, well, certainly, why can't I?
Dr. Monroe, one thing I noticed is you tend to call the audience fat a lot. Like, that's a lot of body shaming. Why do you do that?
Well,
maybe some of it stems from insecurities for myself, but who am I kidding? No,
come on, let's keep it serious. Okay?
The one thing about wrestling fans is, well, they're wrestling fans, and I remember years ago going to, big time promotions that might come to town, and I would look around and think, God, what trailer park got free tickets? And, well, things haven't changed. So I call it like I see it. And if you're going to sit here and boo God's gift, well, I might have to point out why you're not God's gift.
Yeah.
And I am.
Well, it seemed like on a positive note,
Mhm.
you are trying to help by drawing attention
Mm-hmm.
to everybody, because maybe if they felt a little more self-conscious, they
Yeah.
might actually take some pride in the hard work it takes to transform.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah.
Dr. Steve,
Yes.
what does it take to be a wrestler in Wrestle Club?
Oh, great question, Paris. So in Wrestle Club, we're offering an opportunity to help some of these people that Jonathan Monroe previously mentioned to have a chance to break those unhealthy habits, to give up the sweets, to give up junk food, and to really like learn healthy habits and train. Because not a lot of people have willpower or the ability to stop eating cookies once they have the first cookie. Right? Well, that's been ingrained in the minds of these people. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Right,
Totally.
and that's been ingrained in the minds of these people. And so Wrestle Club is offering this positive opportunity to help train people away from those things. You're gonna build muscle. It takes you got to have a good physique. You got to have good cardio. It's a marathon. It's not a race. It's a marathon to be a professional wrestler. And all of those things are what Wrestle Club is going to teach you.
I believe
Isn't
it.
that right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, totally.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
wait, what was that?
Did you throw sushi?
There was a
What?
fly.
Why
So,
would-
why would I? Why would I throw sushi?
Why would you waste
Yeah,
sushi?
exactly. I mean, this stuff is so very
It's good.
It's very good.
It's very good.
I like it.
Yes.
So much.
Eat your sushi.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You pride yourself on being a urologist, correct?
Yes. Among many other things, but urology is one of those things. Yeah.
Why do you like crushing the urethras of your fellow comrades?
I'm confused by your question, and maybe you don't fully understand because you haven't experienced the Dr. Steve urological adjustment. It's kind of like a mixture of, like a little chiropractor work, a little bit of quackery, and urology all thrown in together. Because I feel like when you mix your medical practices, that things usually turn out for the best, right? I mean, we see how your skin looks, and so.
What does the future look like for the Gentlemen's Club?
Well, I think the future is bright.
Absolutely.
We are the number one contenders, and we will get those titles.
Oh, I can't wait to see.
At first, I think for a hiccup, we were going by the agency, and that just didn't really seem to
Yeah,
fit.
it didn't stick. I thought like Fruit of a Loom wasn't very good either.
Mhm.
That one didn't work.
And so, but
Mhm.
for the longest time, your bozo ring announcing partner, Mr. Cole, he referred to me as Gentleman Jonathan Monroe. Just started kicking around Gentlemen's Club one day, and it seemed to fit.
And it stuck, yeah.
And it stuck.
Because it's like a very exclusive club,
Mm-hmm.
that we are in now.
Right.
So,
And thank you so much for joining us for Mealtime.
yes, thank you for everybody. When you see this, not if, when
Mm-hmm.
you see this, thank you for joining Dr. Steve Superb with a capital B
God's gift, Jonathan Monroe.
for Mealtime with the Gentlemen's Club. Presented to you by Tea Time with Paris.
Until next time.
Until next time.
All right. Well, good show, guys. Let's get
Cool.
on out of
Thank
here.
you, Paris,
Yep.
for having us. That was very nice of you. I'm just going to leave the dishes right here.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll have
Yeah,
the butler
that's
clean
fine,
it up.
that's
So,
fine.
or for you, if you can see your way out. Is this kind of
Somebody at the door.
again?
Oh,
my
yeah,
goodness.
here, let's-
I'll go take care of
Let's
that.
go. Let's just roll out.
Don't break my china.
Hey, Dr. Steve, you coming?
Hey, it's me, Dr. Steve Superb. Did you think that you were done with me already? I've got one more message for you. Saturday, June 15th at the Lions Park in Ontario, Oregon, in conjunction with the Ontario Hispanic Center, is Lucha Libre Profesional. Lutte Profesional Libre. That's live professional wrestling if you weren't keeping up. And you have the unique opportunity to see God's gift, Jonathan Monroe, and myself, Dr. Steve Superb, live and in person. Make sure to get your tickets, but you've got to be there because bell time is at 3 p.m. and the action starts right away.
Hey, what are you doing in my recording studio?
No, get away, get away!
What? Why are there chickens? Why did you leave chickens in my studio? Come back here and explain yourself.
Protein!